Hello everyone, back for another Car Talks. In this one, I want to talk about getting paid. I know everybody loves to make some money. I do. Everybody does. Everybody wants to make some money to do, something. But exactly what does it take to make the money? Well, I'm here to tell you a little bit about how to get paid writing or blogging. So if you're watching this, you may already have a blog. You may already have a blog that you've been working on for years, that you've kind of posted informational content to help others that you have seen in your job or in life or whenever. Maybe you really love blogging, you really love writing and producing, content and maybe some videos like this. But you've been doing it for free because you love doing it. I love doing it. I do a lot of things for free. I do these Car Talk videos for free, obviously, because they are completely edited and unscripted, as you can tell. There's times when, you have to realize that you have something valuable here. You have something that can help a lot of people, and thus that's very valuable to people. Now you don't have to go overboard, obviously, but you can make a significant amount of money every month by getting paid to write and to blog. So how are a few ways to do that? The first way is to write your blog articles on other blogs. So for example, I write for a number of different sites. Some sites are for technology vendors or various software vendors. Some sites are for just general IT pros content. So that's the number one way to do that, is to write for other sites. If you love writing, it's great to have all that on your blog, but if you want to get paid for it, then you need to do that on other sites. So for example, for the 4sysops blog, the number 4 sysops.com. That is a great blog for IT pros that I've been writing on for a number of years, and I've helped other people get involved with too. That is a general IT pro blog that allows you to pitch ideas every now and then what you want to write. The owner says yes, no, works to you on an idea. And once the idea is solidified and the owner wants to publish it, then you settle on a price and then write it and get paid. It's really that simple on that site. There's other blogs, for example, on the Ipswitch blog. Ipswitch is a software vendor that I work with, and they pay, again, per blog post, and it's generally the same kind of thing. But they're more focused on a particular industry, another area. So, for example, the places that the vendors, the software vendors, some of them are better than others that don't really care about the general content. But for the most part, if you're working with a software vendor that has a product on Azure or AWS, some kind of cloud product, they generally want you to stay. They don't want you to sell the product by any means, but they generally want you to stay in that same kind of realm. So maybe how to build an EC2 instance in AWS, or how to do this thing in Azure. It's more kind of focused on what their software is around. So their whole goal is to generate leads from that content. Again, you don't have to sell. This isn't selling. I would never sell something. I hate selling. But that's called content marketing, and they just want that content kind of around their own, around their product that they can kind of generate leads from. But there's all kinds of other ways to do that. Let me think here. 4sysops is the first one I think of. The technology vendors, the software vendors, their blogs, their sites. You can also do white papers is another good one that you can do. White papers pay pretty good. A lot of companies come to these other companies that outsource this sort of stuff, and they just give you, I want some in-depth research on this topic or this topic, whatever it is. Then you're contracted out to write all these, write this content, working back and forth with the editor, whoever the company is, and get it done that way. White paper is another good one. Let me think here. I've made a lot of money over a lot of different ways to do writing. I'm trying to think of all the different ways. Articles, definitely your short articles, long articles. White papers, ebooks is another big one. Really, it's just about writing and how you can package all that writing into one thing. You can either pitch the idea to a company or somebody else, or they will tell you, I want something on this topic, and you can say, okay, well, I'll give you this ebook, or I'll give you this article, or what have you. So prices for writing. This highly, when you talk about prices and fees, this is highly relative across many different companies, but I can speak from a general market perspective. I've worked with dozens of different companies over the years, and I can tell you the general range of the prices that you can expect. So if you are writing say a blog article of 750 to 1,000 words, something like that, you can expect to get paid anywhere from $100 all the way up to $400. It all depends on the client, the type of content, the market, and all that stuff. So let's just say $100 to $400 per article on that. White papers, generally $200 to $300 a page. That's including screenshots. White papers pay pretty good. Another way, if I can get over in my lane here, another way is to do paid writing through, what is that? You know what? I cannot remember for the life of me what that thing is called. Anyway, maybe it'll come back to me later. But anyway, yeah, if you have value, if you can write in a coherent way and you are helping people, there's no reason why you can't get paid. There are numerous ways to get paid, and there's money. Plenty of different people want to buy that content, because what you don't realize is, I'm sure the majority of you don't work as full-time freelance writers. I don't work full-time freelance writers. It's a big part of my business, but I have a full-time job as an automation engineer in DevOps. I don't write this. I don't write for full time. But the reason people want this content is because you write from the trenches. Like you know exactly what you're writing about. You don't have to do a ton of market research because it's already up here in your brain. People want that information because they want to know how to do it. They want to share that value to other people. And if a company hires, some Joe Schmo off the street to do market research, they're not going to put any kind of feelings behind it. They're not going to put any kind of, stories or anecdotes or things behind it that could say, oh, while you're here, do this, or, oh, I was once in this position, do this, don't do this thing. It's a lot more valuable when somebody is coming from that environment and can share that knowledge from real world experience rather than just doing a bunch of Googling and copying some content from other places. That's why that content is valuable. That's one thing that I really wanted to stress in this video. Not necessarily, how to make the big bucks or anything. It's definitely possible, but the first step is just realizing how much value you have in your head as an IT professional or developer or whoever, just working in the industry for a long time. All this knowledge you have up here is really valuable. You've gotten paid to do these things, but at the same time, you've been gathering up all these interesting facts and ways and things, how to do things that not a lot of people know how to do. And companies and other people will pay for that information rather than you having to blog about it. Now, you're not going to be able to charge for everything, and at first it feels kind of, you kind of feel guilty, I guess, to a certain extent that you're charging other people to do this. But at the end of the day, I don't typically write content for the end consumer to pay. A company pays me to write for them, and then they just give it away for free. It's marketing material or something like, or free ebook or something like that. They don't typically, they don't pay me and then upsell and charge and pay and sell the product based on, whatever extra money that they can make. It's normally, I get paid by a large company, and then large company just gives the content away for free. That's why I feel a lot better, rather than, I'm just going to write this and, the company is going to charge extra money for it. But anyway, yes, you can get paid for your knowledge. If you want to take anything away from this, number one, realize that you can get paid for your knowledge. You have a lot more knowledge than what you think you have, and you need to share that knowledge. You need to share that freely on your blog. And if you want to take it to the next level and start making a little bit of extra money on it, then you need to feel comfortable with selling your knowledge. You need to feel comfortable with, you are good enough, you can write good enough to sell that knowledge to people. You do that over and over and over again, get more knowledge, get more content out there. You never know. Maybe one of these days you may just completely change your profession and become a freelance writer. I'm sort of in that boat now. But anyway, know your knowledge. You have knowledge. Share your knowledge, and your knowledge is valuable. Always remember that.